I'm Jessie and I will be your dance instructor today. We will be doing the symbols in the scarlet letter as our dance lesson. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, I forgot my tap shoes. But it's okay. There's no tapping today, kids. The first symbol that we're going to go through is the scarlet letter, the namesake of the book. I have a quote for you. Thus the young and pure would be taught to look at her with the scarlet letter flaming on her breast, as a figure, the body, the reality of sin. Now Hawthorne makes it pretty obvious that he wants the audience to understand that this symbolizes sin when he says the reality of sin. But he also uses hellish diction in the word flaming. Now, flames in reference to the Bible often will represent hell, which is the fiery pit. And by Hawthorne framing his description of the scarlet letter with the word flaming, the audience gets the connotation that it is supposed to symbolize sin. Now I will teach you the first dance move, the scarlet letter. You're going to kick your right foot over your left, pop your left foot out, stomp it on the ground, and point your right foot. Now I know that was a lot. One more time. Up with the right, over, out with the left, and point. Now you're going to have some arms with this. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, make an A. And 1, 2, 3, make an A. Got it? Maybe not, but we'll go over it later. All right, next one. Light, or the absence of light. The sunshine does not love you. It runs away and hides itself because it is afraid of something on your bosom. Hawthorne uses personification of light in the words hides and afraid. Light, like God, shuns away sin. So it is obvious to the audience that Hawthorne is trying to get the reader to understand that light symbolizes God, something that would shun away sin because God is the holiest being. Now for the next dance move. We ended with our right foot pointed and a scarlet A on our breast. You're going to drop the A, step with the pointed foot, cross your left, and do a little gallop. 1, 2. Basically you're moving, but your feet are staying the same. So we have point, step, hit, 1, 2, point, and you make the light with your fingers. Now as you gallop, you're going to give me a little shimmy. 1, 2, 3, fingers. All right? Great. Moving on. The final symbol we're going to talk about today is the forest. They could catch the reflected light from its water at some short distance within the forest, but soon lost all traces of it amid the bewilderment of tree trunks and underbrush. Now, Hawthorne uses a previous symbol to help the audience understand this symbol. We know that light represents God, and he talks about how at the beginning of the forest you can see the light, but as you get deeper into the forest, the light vanishes. And if light represents God, then we know that the forest is a place without God because the light cannot touch it. So, through the symbol of light, Hawthorne shows the audience that the forest represents a place with an absence of God. Now for the final dance move. You've ended with your right foot pointed again and your light fingers, and so we're in the forest, so of course we're gonna make a tree. So what you're gonna do with your right foot is you're gonna knead the ground as you turn in a circle, again with the horse metaphor, thinking that you're about to buck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you might think, what do I do with my arms? Well, you make the tree, silly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all the steps. Now that you know all of them, we can put them together. A quick review. The scarlet letter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Light, or the absence of light. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the forest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great! Now you might be thinking, Jessie, this feels really kind of stuck in my body. I don't know what to do. I can't shimmy. What do I do with my arms? And I have the answer for you. The reason that this feels so stiff and awkward is because you're doing the moves exactly as I taught them. And you might say, but you're the teacher, you're supposed to tell me what to do. But in dance, it's an extension of your body. So while I tell you how to do the moves, it's up to you to make them what they are. Dance is not one-sided. You can't just learn a move and expect it to be perfect. You have to add yourself to it. Just like dance is not one-sided, Hawthorne's symbols are not one-sided. If we were to look at the symbols the way we just did and have one specific meaning and think that that's the only thing they could ever be, we would get put into a fixed mindset, kind of like the ones the Puritans had in his book. But Hawthorne knows that this is not the way that humans work. So he created his symbols to have a multitude of meanings, and this is how you can see them. In these two quotes, Hawthorne uses the characterization of Dimmesdale and Hester to show that the scarlet letter represents bravery as well as women's strength. Dimmesdale is a very weak character, and he cannot put on the scarlet letter because he is not brave enough. And this shows the reader that the scarlet letter represents bravery because Hester is brave enough to put it on. The scarlet letter also represents women's strength because through Hester's characterization, the symbol becomes a new meaning to the people in the Puritan society, and it represents strength to them. Now, the light or absence of light can be seen in imagery in these two quotes. When Hester takes off the scarlet letter and the light floods on her, she feels free, and we see through the imagery that Hawthorne presents that the light can represent freedom. But we also see when the light leaves and she feels depressed and sad that light symbolizes happiness as well. And finally, the forest. We see through diction and imagery that the forest can represent freedom as well as secrets. The forest is not subjected by human law, so it's a place that is free, as Hawthorne wants it to symbolize. And the forest is a place where it's also dark and the sky is covered and you can't see very much, like secrets are dark and covered. So now that we have all of these symbols and we know that they mean different things, the reason that Hawthorne made it this way, his purpose for doing this, is to show that human life has many interpretations. Nothing in the world is just black and white. Humans are made up of a multitude of different things, and we can never look at things one-sided, because if we look at life the way the Puritans did, we're going to live that lifestyle, and Hawthorne has showed us in his book that that is not a way you want to live. You want to see things as many different things. You want to be able to experience and understand human life, and that's what Hawthorne wanted you to get when he made his symbols mean a bunch of different things, because life itself is multifaceted, and that was the amazingness that Hawthorne created in his book. So now that you know all of this, you're ready to complete the dance in its final steps. Remember, it's all about being fluid, putting yourself into the dance, and have fun, kids. All right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Up and down and scarlet letter. And down and shimmy, shimmy, hit, and light fingers. Now make the tree, now make the tree, now make the tree. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, and A and step, shimmy, shimmy, and light fingers, and make the tree, and make the tree. Thank you. You have learned symbolism through the scarlet letter and dance.